Welcome to Bond and Bondage Helpline, where we untangle human emotions. No safe word required. I'm Stella Black. Hit the like and subscribe buttons for your weekly glimpse behind the curtain of human behavior. In a culture that celebrates ambition, instant gratification, and social validation, the idea of living life to the fullest has been flattened into a consumeristic narrative. Travel more, chase dreams, hustle hard, and check off bucket list items. But when we look through the lens of empirical psychology and contemplative philosophy, a radically different interpretation emerges, one grounded not in maximizing stimulation, but in cultivating meaning, presence, purpose, and compassionate connection. Today, we'll explore what it truly means to live life to the fullest by integrating insights from scientific research, existential and positive psychology, mindfulness, and meditative traditions. Let us begin not with slogans, but with evidence. Redefining fullness beyond hedonism to meaning. Many interpret a full life as one rich in pleasure, excitement, or achievement. This hedonistic approach emphasizes maximizing positive emotions and minimizing pain. While pleasurable experiences can enhance well being in the short term, they often fail to produce lasting life satisfaction. Psychological research distinguishes between hedonic well being, the pursuit of pleasure and comfort, and eudaimonic well being, which arises from a sense of purpose, authenticity, and personal growth. According to research by Ryan and Deci conducted in 2001, eudaimonic well-being is more strongly correlated with physical health, psychological resilience, and longevity. In a seminal study by Fredrickson and team in 2013, individuals with high eudaimonic well-being demonstrated favorable gene expression, lower inflammation, and stronger antiviral response, while those driven primarily by hedonic motives exhibited biological profiles associated with stress and illness. This suggests that a life devoted to meaning, even if it includes challenges, is biologically more adaptive. Moreover, eudaimonic well-being fosters what psychologist Carol Riff describes as psychological flourishing, which includes autonomy, environmental mastery, personal growth, positive relationships, and self-acceptance. This richer, deeper conception of a full life asks not what makes me feel good now, but what kind of person do I want to become? The power of present moment awareness. Life is available only in the present moment, said the Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. From both contemplative and clinical perspectives, this is not just philosophy, it is evidence-based wisdom. A landmark study by Killingsworth and Gilbert conducted in 2010, published in Science, found that people spend nearly 47% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they are doing. Crucially, this mind wandering was strongly associated with lower happiness, regardless of the activity. Mindfulness, defined as non-judgmental awareness of the present moment, counteracts this tendency. It trains attention to anchor in the now and accept experiences as they are. A 2013 meta-analysis by Khoury et al. Covering 209 studies found that mindfulness-based therapy significantly reduced anxiety, depression, and stress, while enhancing quality of life and emotional regulation. Beyond clinical outcomes, mindfulness supports a direct experiential sense of aliveness. Ordinary moments become infused with richness, savoring a meal, truly listening to a loved one, or walking in nature without distraction. Mindfulness interrupts the autopilot mode that robs us of genuine presence. When we return to this moment, we are no longer postponing life. We are fully living it. Values-based living, a core of psychological fulfillment. Living fully doesn't mean always feeling good. It means acting in accordance with what deeply matters to you. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, developed by Hayes, Stroessel, and Wilson in 1999, offers a compelling framework for this. Rather than aiming to eliminate discomfort, ACT teaches psychological flexibility, the ability to take purposeful action guided by values, even in the presence of internal pain. A person who values connection may reach out even when they feel awkward, One who values integrity might speak up despite fear. This kind of values consistent behavior is repeatedly linked with enhanced life satisfaction, self esteem, and reduced psychological distress, according to the research done by Cashton and McKnight in 2009 and Gloucester and their team in 2017. In essence, our values form a compass, pointing us toward a life of integrity, even when the road is rough. Unlike goals, which can be completed, values are enduring directions. You can never complete being a loving parent or an honest leader. This orientation creates ongoing motivation and meaning. According to Frankl, those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. When we live by our values, we transcend reactive living and step into purposeful, wholehearted existence. The role of compassion and connection. Living fully is not a solo journey. Human beings are inherently social, and our well being is deeply tied to our sense of connection with others. Self determination theory posits that relatedness, feeling loved and understood, is one of three fundamental psychological needs, alongside autonomy and competence. When met, these needs foster optimal development, motivation, and happiness. Research consistently shows that strong, authentic relationships are the most powerful predictor of life satisfaction. The Harvard Study of Adult Development, one of the longest running longitudinal studies in psychology, found that the quality of one's relationships in midlife predicted both health and happiness more strongly than cholesterol levels, income, or fame. From a meditative lens, practices like metta bhavana, loving kindness meditation, systematically cultivate positive regard for self and others. A study by Fredrickson et al. Conducted in 2008 found that just a few weeks of loving kindness practice increased daily experiences of joy, gratitude, hope, and connectedness. These emotions, in turn, built durable psychological resources, including increased resilience and life satisfaction. To live fully is to open the heart, to be vulnerable, to forgive, to serve, and to feel others' joy and pain as your own. Compassion is not a luxury or a moral ideal. It is a skill, a muscle that grows with use, and a gateway to the richness of shared humanity. Mortality as motivation, embracing the finite. To truly live, we must acknowledge that life ends. This is not nihilism. It is clarity. Contemplating death may seem grim, but evidence and existential tradition both assert that doing so can make life more vibrant, urgent, and meaningful. Viktor Frankl, psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, argued that suffering and finitude are not obstacles to meaning, but the conditions that make it possible. Terror management theory, developed by Greenberg, Fiskzinski, and Solomon in 1986, suggests that mortality awareness, when processed constructively, can increase creativity, altruism, and purpose driven behavior. In one study conducted by Routledge and Jewell in 2010, participants reminded of their mortality displayed greater appreciation for life and a stronger drive to uphold their values. In Buddhist traditions, death meditation, Maranasati, is a core practice not to incite fear, but to wake us up. When we remember that each breath is not guaranteed, we begin to speak more honestly, love more openly, and let go of petty grievances. We become less attached to ego and more attuned to what truly matters. Living with death in mind doesn't lead to despair. It leads to authentic urgency, a commitment to engage life now, while we have it. As the poet Mary Oliver asked, "What is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" So, let's summarize what we've covered this far. Principles for living fully. Living life to the fullest is not about being busy, having more experiences, or achieving more milestones. It is about being awake to your experience, aligned with your values, and connected to others with compassion and authenticity. It is the union of psychological science and spiritual practice, anchored in evidence and radiant with depth. Here are 6 core principles drawn from research and contemplative wisdom. 1. Be present. Return again and again to the moment you're in. Presence is the gateway to all joy and wisdom. 2. Clarify your values. Let your life be shaped by what matters most, not fleeting emotion or social pressure. 3. Seek meaning, not just pleasure. Choose growth over comfort. Meaning outlasts mood. 4. Connect deeply. Prioritize relationships. Be kind, listen well, and love courageously. 5. Contemplate mortality. Let the truth of impermanence focus your attention on what truly matters. 6. Practice mindfulness and compassion. Cultivate the inner capacities that support well being for yourself and others. Ultimately, to live life to the fullest is to live it with intention, integrity, and love. It is to walk through the world not asleep, but awake, not in fear, but in freedom. That's enough for now. Your scars might be on the inside, but scar patches come in all shapes and sizes. Find your patch and protect them with your life. See you soon.